Woo doggy. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Stony Ridge Farm. Water system woes. Got a full dedicated video coming out on this solar water system that I have here on the Stony Ridge Farm. Here for the last 2 days, well, actually for the last 8 days, we have had some bad weather. In other words, it's been really cloudy and the solar well pump doesn't pump when it's cloudy. However, I think I found a solution and we're gonna ride up and take a look at that before we go over and visit the cows. So, top of the morning to everybody. Beautiful day here on the Stony Ridge Farm. We're rolling around today in the new Honda Pioneer 1006. This is the 6-seater version of the Honda Pioneer for 2023. It is not mine, okay? I have not purchased it yet. It is, again, like I said, it's not mine. It's a demo unit for me to test out, try out, and work with here on the farm. And Honda was nice enough to let us demo. So why not? Would you do it? I think I would. So as you come in the door, guys, hit that like button. Click that share button if you can. Love to have you back anytime. Looks like Fix the Rust Bucket's in the house. Good to have you here, Chris, Nathan, Jeff. So I'm riding up here to the solar well real quick. And I'm just checking to see if we are pumping. I hooked up 4 more solar panels. And I made some adjustments to the solar well setup to see if I could get it to run properly on cloudy days. That is kind of my, it's supposed to be sunny this afternoon, but that's kind of my woe. That's my challenge here. Everything's a challenge on the farm, isn't it? So right here, I am pulling up my data that I can see, my actual data I can see on my well pump here. And we can actually walk up to the well pump and see if the correct lights are on and if we are pumping. I've got Bluetooth connection. I see a flashing light. Signing in. I think we're pumping. Right now we are pumping at 3.6 gallons per minute on the pump. That's what this right here tells me. It tells me how much water I pump every day. It'll tell me how much water the cows drink in the wintertime, how much water they drink in the summertime. So that is my actual data. Operational settings. I'm looking down here at all the settings on here. Dashboard. Okay, let's see actual data. This is actual data that's coming out of the well pump via Bluetooth to this controller. My irradiation, which is how much sunlight I need to have, is at 160. It is set at 150. That is the goal. So we're at 175 watts right now. Sensor pressure is not very much. Flow rate 3.6 gallons per minute. So we're pumping water. However, water has not yet reached the cows over here. So we've got a little bit of a scenario going on that is not too cool. Thank you guys for all your thoughts and prayers on the neck issue that I had. We are back. We're back to normal. No chiropractor needed. I know I got a lot of advice from folks wanting a chiropractor. You go to chiropractor, go to chiropractor. I just don't go to the doctor that much. I may regret that at some point, but I just don't do it. It's not my thing. I don't go to the doctor every time I hiccup. William Farmer, if it's like it is where we're getting 10 days without seeing the sun, it's pretty close. So let me take a look. My valve is on. My tank is pumping. So we're gonna turn the camera around so you guys can see what I'm looking at here. This is just interesting. It's day-to-day farm stuff, and that's what you're getting here on the Stony Ridge. So all these water tanks are ran off the solar well. Full dedicated video coming to the solar well. Currently, we're gonna pop this off. This is a 1,500 gallon water tank one-handed is a little tough, from Northern Tool and Equipment. Potable water. Down in here, so it says it's pumping 3.6 gallons per minute, but I don't see it. We're actually going to turn off the valve right here. Keep an eye on that. This is my valve that feeds this water tank, and you can see there's a goofy water bottle stuck in here. I had to get a new piece of pipe, and I'm going to run a piece of pipe out of here so that this drains out that way versus draining right into my valve right there. So I'm looking in here, and I'm just not seeing water pump so much. You see this little bit of debris in there. That's normal. It's from the well. It's a little bit of calcium buildup. All right, I'm going to go ahead and turn that valve back on. Yeah, and I'm just not getting what I need to get. So we're going to leave this off for just a minute and make sure it's pumping up to the cows, and we'll go up there and check that out. While we are waiting, we don't want a bird to fall in there, so we'll put the lid back on loosely. I'll be back up here later today to fool with this again. I've been fooling with water system stuff. I'll tell you what I did, and again, there'll be a dedicated video coming out later this week to tell you all about it. But what I did was I left this tank on, and we had a leaking valve somewhere in the system here, and that leaked out the 1,500 gallons of water storage that I had. So we had the trifecta. So three things happened. Bad weather, rain, and no sunshine for several days. Dude, what are you doing? Bad weather, no sunshine for several days. Okay, sun sensor. So our sun sensor is down now. That's why we're not getting pumped. So we're at 150. I'm looking here. So it's not running now. That's frustrating. I got to change some settings on this because our watts are still 75. So let me shut this critter off. There's a lot of thinking going on in my head here this morning, guys. Good stuff. Good to have you guys. Bradley, Bill, Jan, Manny, Nathan, Jeff, Kevin, Carol, Bruce, Raymond, Patriot Ref in the house. Good to have you. So I'm going to go in here and go into installation settings, and I'm going to change a setting real quick so that we do start getting some pumpage. What I'm doing is adjusting how much sunlight it takes to run the pump. And that's why we bought the Lowrance solar system here for the farm, because we can go in and we can access all this information right here via the tablet, via Bluetooth, and I can make all these adjustments. So super cool. Where are you at? Water meter, sun sensor. Let's just adjust you back to 125. Back. 125. Save. Now, that should fire up the pump. We're supposed to get some sunshine a little bit later today. Okay, here we are. And we are pumping again at 3.6 gallons per minute. So that's good. If the pump is running into troubles, if it's too low a voltage, it just simply will not pump. But we are pumping exactly what we should be pumping, 3.5 gallons per minute. So you think about that. I've got a 1,500 gallon water tank to fill up, and I've got about 480 gallons of water storage, 450, 480 gallons of water storage underground. How long is it going to take to pump? Well, let's just say 350 gallons. How long is that going to take? If it's 3 gallons per minute, is that 100 minutes? Yeah. Okay. So an hour and a half to fill up just the water system. So hopefully we're going to go over to the cows now, and we're going to see how this is working. That's why I threw the generator on. Where's your sublime sunshine passenger? She had to run to town to get a dress altered. So we got some really good friends that are getting married soon, and we're going to go to the wedding. So Miss Stony Ridge went to town to get a dress fixed up for the wedding. Awesome stuff. So we're going to head on down and I'll show you what's going on with the water system. I think I'm going to go ahead and fire this generator up and just let it start pumping. Just a little bit of drama on the farm this morning. Didn't want drama on the farm. It's cold too. You guys see my nose? We're at about 38 degrees, running about 15 miles an hour, which is a little chilly. So what's the end game solution for this water system? What's the end game solution? It was my fault. It was my problem. It was my fault. I should have planned ahead a little bit better, and I didn't, and I'm paying for it. So where the cows are right now is one of the highest places on this side of the farm, and therefore it's one of the hardest places to pump to. So all else fails, looks like we got a box at the gate here. If all else fails, what I'm gonna do is I'll show you exactly. We gotta have backups for the backups for the backups. Okie dokie. Little package at the gate, we'll get that on the way back. So for the fellow that asked how you like the Honda, dude, loving it. Listen to how much more quiet this thing is compared to the Kubota. Quiet, faster, smoother. I will say it's a little more aggressive on the tires. The tires bite a little more aggressive, but no biggie. That's not a big deal to me. And I'm learning a new machine too. So, but yeah, loving it, loving it. It's been instrumental in the last few days. I have been zipping back and forth here trying to handle water system issues. So it's been absolutely fantastic. We're going to go ahead and set this up, and I'll show you guys exactly what I'm doing to set up the water system for success, at least for the next few minutes while I'm feeding the cows. If you missed my gift giving tool idea list video this morning, it's on the regular YouTube channel. That Honda generator is on the list. It's a super awesome tool to have on the farm here. So we're going to go ahead and turn this on. Hopefully the cows don't come running. There we go. What you doing there, bud? You don't want to run? There you go, little buddy. Now, how quiet is that generator? Any of you guys have one of these little Honda 2200 generators? Look at that. Where is it? That thing is super quiet. It'll run right here for 10 hours. Let me show you what we got going. Let's turn the camera around. Hopefully the cows don't come running. They'll just come over here and knock over the water tank. So here's a water tank. We are pumping water from the creek into this 100-gallon tank. I realize that the cows will bombard this tank and knock it over if I don't run a electric wire right over top of it. That will fill up in 15 minutes or so. We're using, I'll show you, this is fun. This is the innovative part of being a farmer. So down here is a sump pump. It's called a SmartBot sump pump, hooked to a water hose, and it's running and pumping water to the cows. So when all else fails, got to go back to the old generator, right? And this is the box for that SmartBot utility pump. It will pump 2,800 gallons per hour. 2,800 gallons per hour. SmartBot. Really, really cool. All right. So, that being said, let's get on in here with the cows, and we're going to check the water system up top. So we are pumping even though it's cloudy, so that's awesome. I've got a little bit of walking around to do to see if I can figure out where this leak is coming out, where we've lost a pipe. I think we've lost a pipe somewhere and we're pumping water into the abyss, if you get my drift. All right. Cow's pretty content, pretty happy. You can see right here is the trench line. Right there's where I unrolled hay yesterday. You can't even see the trench line. I'm actually going to pull this post out and get it away so I can roll this next hay bale over the trench. There we go. Now we'll roll the next hay bale all the way down from there down into here. Awesome. I bought a Predator 3500 electric start from Harbor Freight. It's a little bit larger generator. You can't go wrong with Honda. I don't care what it is. Honda ATVs, Honda generators. You just can't go wrong. So be wary of buying those cheap generators that don't have a very smooth operation. In other words, they don't operate very smooth. And your newer electronic devices, even your refrigerators, require an inverter generator. In other words, it has to have very smooth current going to it. So I am told. Okay, so let's take a look here and see if our water tank is running. Should be. We cannot see the blue balls that would typically be floating here. 3.5 gallons per minute. I just don't hear it flowing. I don't hear it flowing up here yet. Not exactly sure what the heck is going on. Them's the woes of the farm. Or at least today's woes of the farm. Predator is an inverter generator, very quiet. Good. Good deal. Good deal. You know, some tools from Harbor Freight are, my buddy Scotty Kilmer did a video on this. Some tools from Harbor Freight are good to go and some are not. So it just kind of depends on what you want to pick up there. For sure. The cows are mad at me. I would be mad. So they have access to water in 2 places now. There's still a little water in that tank, but not a lot. So we want to make sure they have plenty of water. It's a good thing it's not the hot summertime. Typically the cows are drinking anywhere from 5 to 15 gallons each in the wintertime like this when it's cold out, and they don't like really, really cold water. They do not like it. Oh, let's get our Stony Ridge stone for the day. All right. So we're up here at the ATV. We're in the hay yard up here in this section of pasture. Every day we're rolling out $47 worth of hay to the cows all winter long. It's just what it takes to keep things going. 4-wheeler running much better. I had bad gas in it. This new gas that we get is not what your grandpa's gas was. In other words, the new fuel that you get doesn't last very long. And that was the issue with the 4-wheeler. I thought it was a 4-wheeler issue, like it wasn't running properly and it needed a tune-up. Nope, just bad gas. So, yeah. But we all know bad gas can get you too, right? Oh, man. Dave White, liking the red. Had a Honda 1000 a couple years ago. Turf mode was great. Yep, mine has turf mode on it too. The Honda's gas, it's not diesel. I don't think Honda makes a diesel side by side. Really, really long extension cords. Maybe you might think about a battery backup system for the well. Dave, don't need a battery backup system if I don't screw up. So I screwed up, dude. I left the water tank on and it drained out. I screwed up, okay? So the well, it was not the fault of the well. We store water, not power. If I want to hook up a backup system up there to run it on generator power, I can easily do that. But the whole goal is to not store power, just to store water. So that's the goal. Awesome. Who would have thought? Okay, so let me crank up the bale. We're going to go roll out a bale to the cows. It's cold, man. It is very chilly out this morning. Us southern boys ain't used to this cold weather. Are you getting RV gas? RV gas is much better for engines because it doesn't have ethanol. Dave, I don't know what you're calling RV gas, but there's ethanol and non-ethanol. I run non-ethanol in all my power equipment here on the farm. I don't know if you'd call it RV gas or not, because RVs are designed, or motorhomes are designed, modern ones, to run on ethanol, ethanol fuels. But I get what you're saying. It's not cold until you start singing Jingle Bells. Jingle bells. It's chilly, man. So yeah, Dave. Is it Dave? Who was it saying that? Yeah, Dave. Dave, I do. That's what I burn in all my power equipment. I don't put that ethanol garbage in any of my small engines. And I consider this a small engine. Now, the Pioneer, I do believe, is set up to run on ethanol. And I'll probably just zip up to the gas station and keep it full. Good stuff. So, if you never watched this before, that's a hay bale on the back of the Greg Judy bale unroller that I repaired the other day. Had some failures, some welds cracked on it. Replaced those welds. And next time I'm not going to grind off my booger welds. I'm going to just leave them because I ground off the welds and I've got a crack on one of them already. So I think I need to put a little gusset in there in place to make sure it all works great. All right. Morning, ladies. All right. We'll go ahead and get the camera set up here and we're going to pull through the pasture. This is a bit of a challenge to not let the cows come running out after me, so bear with me. 16 degrees in upstate New York. Whoo, daddy, that's chilly. That would make us southern boys melt down here in North Carolina. Okay, kids, we're fixing to come through with some hay. We're coming through. Do not exit the building. Come on. All right. You guys ready? I know you're ready for some water. There's water down the hill. If they were thirsty, they would have been right down there at that tank, so they're good to go. They had water overnight last night, and again, every cow drank yesterday evening because I couldn't stand it. I want to take care of my animals for sure. 11 degrees in Central Oregon. I'm late, was watching Just a Few Acres. Great. Good deal. Good deal. All right, so we're going right down here just where I told you. I'm gonna unroll this right over top of the trench that we were on just a minute ago. And we're gonna circle on down through here, just like so. Yep. Right over top of that. And then we're going to zigzag around just a little bit. So, watching from Australia. Awesome, brother. Awesome. Let me cut this string loose on this hay bale before these guys push the four-wheeler down the hill. For those of you who are just joining in, we've had cloudy days, all but yesterday. We've had cloudy days for days and days here on the Stony Ridge Farm. Those cloudy days have slowed down water production in the solar well. I store water, not power. In other words, I don't have a battery bank or a battery backup up there for the solar well. Basically, what water we only pump in the sunshine. Hey, dude, you got a mouthful of tickle. You got a mouthful of hay string there, bud. Guys, don't butt this. I don't want to be pushed down the hill. Anyway, we're not pumping right now, or we weren't pumping on these cloudy days. We are pumping now. That was a whoa. There we go. Rolling hay over bare spots here. This hay bale came off quick. Look out, girls, look out. I gotta put some hay over top of the ditch here. Look out, look out, look out, look out, look out. There you go. Good girls. All right. So, down here at the bottom of the hill, you guys just saw me hook up the Honda generator to that sump pump. It's pumping. I can just about see the water level in that tank. And again, it takes about 10 minutes or so to fill that tank up in 100 gallons. So it's 2,800 gallons per hour that thing will pump. So Josh, don't know why I'm not getting notifications on your live chats on YouTube. I have the bell blacked. I don't know. Dude, go in, subscribe, unsubscribe, and click that notification bell again. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand it. It's not for me to understand, I don't guess. But I don't understand why if you click the notifications. I'm not getting as many views because for some reason my videos aren't being shown to people when you've subscribed to the channel and you're following the channel. So I don't know. I just don't know. Phyllis, will you have to dig up the trenches to find the leak? We got a mile of trenches here, so won't be digging up. If I can see an obvious place where there's a leak, then I'll jump on that. However, I know I've got at least 3 leaky valves. The valves have been ordered. I had to get a higher pressure valve set up for the farm here. So I know I've got leaky valves in a couple places. In hindsight, when you build your water system on your farm or your property, you need to be able to shut off different setups and different systems. I can shut off each individual tank, but it would have been nice for me to be able to shut off that side of the farm and shut off this side of the farm. I can shut this entire side off, but I would rather be able to shut off one pasture and the other pasture very simply. Going in and turning off the Muir Fount water tanks is a pretty tough job. You can see the cows down there drinking now. It's a pretty tough job because I have to put a 6-foot tall tool, basically a pair of pliers, down in there and turn that valve off. So Josh, are you certified organic? I'm not playing the government's games, bro. I'm not doing it. Cascade View Farms. I'm not doing it, bro or sis. I'm not playing the government's games. I don't want them coming in here and inspecting my land. I don't want them in here at all. I just don't want them in here. I'm not going to play the games. The cows are raised. They're all natural, whether they're certified organic by the government or not. It doesn't make a difference in the price of my beef whatsoever. Certified organic. I don't know if I'd have to certify organic hay to feed my cows, but it's already cost me $10,000 this winter to feed the cows. So is the hay certified organic? I don't know. And I don't know of any hay producer local here that will sell certified organic hay. So that answers your question. I know it's all natural. I know it's done the way that I want it done, and I know the food is the way that I want the food. So, yeah. So, I'm not for the government games. That government piece of paper that says, "Oh, you're certified organic." Now we got all steel posts in the ground here on the farm, so that we could be certified organic. The goal is to be organic, but I'm not going to pay into the system of certified organic. And you guys can look at all the labels that you want to look at in the grocery store. There are little loopholes that every farm or every producer can get through in order to become certified organic. All I'm doing is raising beef cattle on grass out here on the farm. So that's it. We know you are organic. That's all we need to know, says Doug. Yep. Have you thought about adding a generator outlet to the solar well? I could do that very easily, but typically we don't have any issue. The issue was me, not the well. The issue was me leaving the water tank on inappropriately. And that's what caused the major issue down here with the well. Like I said, cows don't like really cold water. If you look down there, you'll see there's one down there drinking right now. They'll all eventually find their way down and drink from that tank. While I'm talking to you, am watching the water tank up here because we've got water pumping. If we've got water pumping, we should be filling up this water tank. But it has to fill up all the lines all the way through up to the top of this hill. This water tank, right back here, is at the highest position of any water tank on the farm. Therefore, it's the first one that suffers when we have cloudy days. That's why we are having this issue. It's the first tank that suffers when we have cloudy days. Cool. How do you shut off the water tank? There's a hole down in there. You need to watch the video on installing the Mirafountain water tank. There's a hole down in there and you just turn that. How do you deal with the USDA? Doug, the USDA sends me surveys and I fill out the surveys and that's basically it. They're not doing anything for my farm. They're not doing a darn thing for my farm. So that's it. I have a farm number and that's all. That's it. Gilman says, I will buy your beef. Yep. And as soon as it's for sale, you guys will be the first ones to know. That's for sure. Just looking at your comments right here. Yeah. Any questions? Let her rip. Hey, Josh, did you make a video about the garage roll-up doors installed in the shop? So they're overhead doors, not roll-up doors. There's a difference. The overhead door comes up and goes overhead. The roll-up door rolls up in a like a roll, just a big, I don't even know what you'd call it, but just a big roll. So they're insulated commercial doors. There'll be a video, not about the install, because the guys that were installing just basically declined being on a video. You can understand why some people that are in the trades might not want to be in a video because they have their own little trade secrets, the way that they do things. And typically they don't want to share that because that's what makes them profitable. So in a lot of cases with different trades, we do have a windshield coming for the F-250. If you guys saw that video the other day, it should be out on Facebook by now. We got a windshield coming. We may do a video about how to install a windshield. Why did you put the valves in so deep or hard to get to? Edwin, that's the design of the Mirafountain water tank. So down in the bottom and in the ground is a heat tube. You got to watch the video, brother. You over on the YouTube and search the channel for Mirafountain water tank or water tank install. You got to watch that video. The Mirafountain 3390 is the water tank that we have. That's it. Any cows looking pregnant? They shouldn't be looking pregnant at this point unless we've got a late season baby. We shouldn't be able to see or tell anybody's pregnant at this point. But yeah, it's hard for me to explain it to you, Edwin, but that's the way it's designed. There's a piece of pipe, 3-inch pipe that goes all the way down the ground, and the valve is directly underneath the frost-free water tank. So that's it. That's the way it's designed. Now, for the tire water tanks, it's super easy. I designed that, and I designed it super easy. You just take one piece of loose, hook up the tire water tank, and you're done. Take one little cap off, tighten it, loosen it, it's over. So no cows looking pregnant. Deep to keep from freezing as well. Exactly, Douglas. Exactly. So these the frost line here is about 16 to 20 inches. Everything is 20 to 22 inches deep here so that we don't have any kind of freezing issues. Yep, that's it. I want to go up here and look at this tank with you guys. You want to go up and check it out? Let's see if we made any progress. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We got to open the little gate up there anyway, and we'll take the ATV back through in just a second also. In fact, I think we'll just go on and drive it up there. All right. Need two hands. There we go. Okie dokie. Hold on tight. Cows have been pretty content with hay here. When we first started feeding hay early in the winter here, woo, they didn't like it. I say winter, it's not even winter yet. They did not like hay at first, but they're getting used to it now. Okie dokie. Shut this off and let's go over here and see if we're starting to get water. We should start seeing water up here. I'm listening. Yeah, water levels come up probably 2 inches. Not much though. I feel like I should hear it pumping. The sun's going to peek through these clouds here very soon and we'll get the whole water system rocking and rolling. But for right now, that's kind of it. Let me turn the camera around and show you guys real quick the water woes. And I had this all fixed yesterday and everything was working fine. But this cloudy morning has got it going again. So anyway, the way this works, these normally float all the way up. So we're down about, you can see, probably about 6 inches down right now. There's a valve system in here. The on-off shut-off is down in there. And this will slowly fill up. So I can look from the driveway, or actually from the house with a pair of binoculars over here and see these blue balls. And when they're floating, that means it's full. So the tool's called a water key. Yep, that's it. And I've got a 6-foot water key. Beetle Ridley? Yep, that's what it's called. Thanks for clarifying that. 42-inch frost lines in Michigan. Woo! Yep, we don't live in a cold area. That's for sure. We have a pretty temperate climate here on the Stony Ridge Farm. So here in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains, very temperate. All right, so now next step in this, we're gonna grab this guy. Hook him up right there. Crank that guy back up and we'll be ready for our next bale. Okay, click that over. There we go. So we're ready to hook up the next bale. Awesome. I say awesome. It could be more awesome if we had perfect water. So before we go, let's go down and take a quick look at the other water and make sure it's still filling up and doing what it's supposed to do. The cows were extra noisy when you started up the hay feeding. Funny how they sounded like spoiled children. They do, man. They do. They get so used to it. Would a cistern help for water storage? Yep, Edwin, you're late to the show, brother. We just showed the water cistern. So there's a 1,500-gallon water cistern up on the top of the hill that gravity feeds water to the cows. Well, we didn't have sunlight or good bright sunlight for days and days and days. And I left that tank on. I had a leaky valve that drained that tank. How the girls doing this morning? Girls and boys, how you doing, 202? Young steer, 202's probably put on, in the last month, I'm going to say he's put on about 100 pounds, easy. 201, looking good. I believe 202 was the firstborn steer. 201 was the second one. we got our numbers a little bit backwards. This is Notch. He's a young steer that was born, the most recent. He was born in, I believe, August. Late August, early September. You see these girls chowing down. So, yep, Edwin. I think it's Edwin. I just said that. Yep, Edwin, that's what we've got. Got here late as usual, says F. Huber. Yep, this happens. How are you coming on your sheep hunt? I ain't coming anywhere on my sheep hunt right now, brother. All I'm doing is trying to maintain status quo right now. Still got to get the fencing done over on the other ridge. As soon as I get that fencing done, then we'll start hunting goats and sheep to put over there. Walking in late again, just like school. Terry. Doug, do you drop me a super chat, buddy, or stars? I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. You see, we've already got a full tank of water right here, guys. It actually pumps water faster than the cows can drink it. As much as I don't want to make a big mud hole right here, I'm going to leave that on, and I'm just going to let it continue to pump for probably a few more hours. Brett said gave up. Yeah, didn't give up. Terry says, I wish my girlfriend was as hot as your ex. Thanks, Terry. Good off-color comment, buddy. Let me tell you something about a hot girl. Pretty is pretty, but pretty goes skin deep, my brother. It's true beauty that's deep. It's true beauty that makes someone a beautiful person. I know a lot of pretty women that are just pieces of, well, we won't even say it. I wouldn't want to be around them longer than about 5 minutes, long enough to get away from them. So, yep. Carol, I don't know what you're saying. Barbara A must have asked a question. Let's see what Barbara A asked real quick. Why do some bales unload quickly? Aren't they all the same size? There we go. Yes, they are all the same size. The correct way to unroll this bale is not the way that I unrolled it this morning. When I back up to them, some of them are unrolled the same direction that they were rolled up onto the baler. We want them to unroll the opposite way so that we cover more ground, so that the cows don't waste as much. More hay gets wasted when we roll it out in a short run versus a long run. So as you can see, more hay gets wasted. So they've got plenty of hay. This will be plenty for them. But that's the reason. It's just about the direction that you unroll the hay bale. This will be the last, either today or tomorrow, will be the last hay that I'm rolling out on this section. And we're going to bump them over, move them over to the next paddock, so we don't end up with a mud hole. It's what's inside that counts, Dave. Exactly. And Terry, I don't know about you, but I don't know about you, but I would be insulted if I was your girlfriend and you said you wish somebody else's girlfriend was hot. You must not have a girlfriend, Terry. She's better than my ex. Well, I'm going to tell you again, just like I said before, beauty is only skin deep, my brother. The true beauty is on the inside. I'd rather date an ugly woman all day long that was beautiful on the inside than a woman that's beautiful on the outside and ugly on the inside. And we all know that can be the case sometimes. Pioneer's treating good. See, Flint? Absolutely. Absolutely. And especially as much running as I've had to do in the last few days with this water system issue. And it's been doing great. Love watching the animals eat and listen to them. They're just chewing away. Hey, girls, let's get down here a little closer. It's something therapeutic about just hanging out with the animals. Would it be worth turning the bale around? No, Edwin. I'm not going to hook up to a bale, pick it up, turn it around, and hook back up to it. It's not worth it. Not at all. Time. Time is the biggest consumable resource that we all have a unlimited or a limited supply of. So time. Absolutely. And if you guys, any of you guys on Facebook are leaving any stars, I'll be sure and go back and thank you. I really appreciate it. No need to use your backup tanker. Can't fill up the backup tanker when it's going to be 13 degrees outside. I do have a mobile tank. Can't do it. It'll freeze and bust. Important parts. Can you get close to any cows that won't run away from you? Yeah. Sure can. Sure can. Let's go see our friends. We got some friendly cows in here somewhere that like to be rubbed. Somewhere. They're awful fuzzy right now. They're all woolied out. There's Susie. Hey, Susie girl. How you doing? That's Susie. She'll let me rub on her. Sometimes she'll even let me rub on her, like back here too. Yep. And Butthead. We got Butthead right in here. This is Butthead number 3. 18's a little skittish, but Butthead likes to be rubbed. There you go. And then Sweetie is somewhere around here. Wish I could send you a picture of the Black Angus mug I found. Good morning, Bobby. Morning, Kevin. I have a 50s era windmill on my place. In the last 20 years, it has not needed any maintenance. That's awesome. But you still run into the issue that the wind isn't blowing from time to time. Right, Butthead? Good stuff. Right on. There's Sweetie. Hey, Sweetie. She knows her name. Hey, Sweetie. How you doing? How you doing? Get me cow kisses and a good rub? Yeah? Good girl. Look at solar heat tape for heat trace for tanker. Yeah, I mean, might have to look into that. But here's the deal, brother. You put solar heat tape in, it gets cold at night. Know what I mean? So when you need the heat tape is when it's 13 degrees at night. And there's no sun. Awesome. Got to think about that stuff for sure. This is just growing pains, man. I mean, that's all it really is. You know, we're starting a new farm here. Learning about the water systems, learning about the well systems. That's why I'm here. That's what I'm doing here online right now. It's why you guys are watching. It's why a whole lot of people watch me, is so that they can learn. And when I screw up, I'll tell you, I screw up. And hopefully we can all learn. Grandpa used to say, a wise man learns from others' mistakes. So you can learn from my mistakes. I had no experience with installing these waterers. I had no experience with the solar well. Before all this, I had to learn it all, and bringing you guys that information is important to me for sure. So you're going to insulate. It's already insulated, brother. We got to get you to watch more videos, Terry. Stop scoping my girlfriend and start watching the videos so you can know what's up, brother. Yeah, the Mega Shop is absolutely insulated. Our 13 on the walls are 19 in the ceiling. Absolutely. Cool. Well, I got to get busy, guys. I got to run up. I got to hook up the next hay bale. Got to go down, check on the water system again, and make sure everything's running good. Pray for sunlight instead of rain this time. We'll get some sunlight in here and get this whole water system all set up, ready to rock and roll. And what else was I going to say? Gosh. Oh, I got to go because this guy's coming to put the windshield in the F-250. So that'll be fun. Awesome. Terry, there's a lot of content out here on this shed building. So cruise over onto YouTube and you'll see the Mega Shop build. There's a whole playlist of all sorts of videos building the Mega Shop. So Josh, I like that you share your screw ups along with the wins. Exactly. That's how we learn, and we learn the most from screwing up. We learn the most from screwing up. When we mess up, that's how we learn. And if I mess up and you can learn from it, then you don't have to go through the trouble and expense. So guys, thanks a lot. If you just now joined me, any word for power to the Mega Shop? No word yet. Still no word. They said it could be February before I have power. However, I do have a power solution and it's up there charging right now. It's a solar power solution and we may end up going all solar for the first little bit on the Mega Shop. So it'd be pretty cool. Did you ever find the bull's tail? No, it was only about that much. Good stuff. Well, guys, thanks a lot for joining me here on the Stony Ridge Farm this morning. As we get closer to Christmas, we'll have some more live streams. Miss Stony Ridge would have joined us this morning, but she had to run to town. So guys, thanks a lot. Take care. Have a wonderful day. The cows are in great shape and everything's working out. Take care. All right. Woo!